Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ife. Wow, I hope you are all doing fine and that you've had a good Christmas celebration. Okay, so today I'll be talking about one of the people whom I've benefited from on YouTube. In my last video, I said one of the reasons that made me start my YouTube channel is because I've benefited a lot from people on YouTube, and I just feel that I should also be able to share my knowledge. That is why I started my YouTube channel. So I'll be discussing and talking about one of those people today, and the person's name is Pastor Okonkwo, Pastor Kingsley Okonkwo. But before I start, I would just like to give you like a background on my spiritual life. So I was born into a Christian home, a Christian family. I grew up attending an Orthodox church. And up to today, if I still go back to Nigeria, it's still the same church I will attend. I mean, if I still go home today, I will still attend the same church. It's just, saying this just to inform you that I'm this kind of person who grew up in an Orthodox church, and I still attend the Orthodox church today. Many people in Nigeria tend to change their churches once they grow up, especially those who grew up in Orthodox churches. By the time they get to, like, when they become teenagers, they tend to move to modern churches. But that is not my case, okay? I love my church, and whenever I'm at home, I still go there. So I'm saying this because I just want you to know that I don't attend one of those major churches, all these big churches in Nigeria, which are modern churches. I'm not part of, I did not grow up in these churches, and I don't attend these churches. And even to today, I don't really follow or listen much to the popular pastors in Nigeria. I'm very selective when it comes to sermons, and when I'm listening to people, I am very selective. So I'm saying this for you to know, because I'm still the one again telling you today that one of the people whose teaching has helped me is Pastor Okonkwo. And Pastor Okonkwo is a pastor. If I'm to categorize him, he's a Pentecostal pastor. And so I would like to just talk about a point at a time. I have some notes here, so let me follow the notes that I have here. Okay, so the first point I have here is who is he? Who is he? So Pastor Okonkwo, like I said, is a pastor. He is a Pentecostal pastor. The name of his church is David Christian Center in Lagos, and so that is who he is. But apart from being a Pentecostal pastor, Pastor Okonkwo is also a relationship coach. Okay, I'm saying this because it's very important to know, because personally I feel that it's not enough to be a pastor in order to be a relationship coach. I feel that they are two different things, and that is why when I started listening to Pastor Okonkwo's teaching, and I started looking up to get more information about him, one of the things that gave me more confidence in, or attracted me to him more, is the fact that this man is a relationship coach. Okay, is his area of specialty. Okay, so it's not, I think that pastors are pastors. The fact that someone is a pastor does not necessarily mean that the person is a relationship coach. Okay, the person might just have a general knowledge about marriage and how it should be. But now, someone who has taken his time to study this, done research, read and studied, is quite different. And that is who Pastor Okonkwo is. So Pastor Okonkwo is a pastor and is a relationship coach. His wife, Pastor Mildred Okonkwo, also speaks. Okay, she has her own channel too. But the person, Pastor Okonkwo, is the person that I'll be considering today. Maybe in other videos I will talk about his wife's teaching too. So the next point is, when did I start listening to him? just to give you like a background, okay? And since when I was small, I have always wanted to be a lecturer. I've always wanted to study, be a doctor, teach, and that has been my desire. So I'm this kind of person that when I'm focused on a particular thing, my whole mind is always there, and I tend to not even consider any other thing, just put setting my mind on that particular thing. And that is what I started since when I was small. My major objective was to be a lecturer, to be a doctor. So I'm saying this just for you to know that I wasn't really interested in relationship. Even when I was at university, even when I was serving, relationship was not really something that occupied my mind, because I just felt that the focus now for you is to be a doctor and later you get married. So for me, I just felt that, okay, when I finish and I study, when I finish and I become a lecturer, I can now think about marriage and get married. But I would not advise anybody to do that today. Really, it's really a bad idea. You can combine both. I mean, you can study and you can still be in a relationship, and things will work out well. So I just had that myopic belief, and I grew up with it. So before that, before I started listening to Pastor Okonkwo, I had already graduated and I was ready for a relationship, but I was not really investing much. I was not doing anything much about it until I discovered Pastor Okonkwo's teaching. And even before, because I saw that part is the first video I saw on my field, which is 7 things I badly want to tell women. I had seen this video many weeks, several times, but I never clicked on it because I just felt that it's just one of those relationship videos again from Nigeria. So I didn't click on it until one day in 2020, I just decided to, okay, let me listen to what this man is saying. And that was it. Right from this video, for the first thing I heard and everything just resonated with me. So the next point is, what have I learned from him? What have I learned from him? So the first video I watched was 7 things I badly want to tell women. And I will just talk about one point from this video that really resonated with me. His first point in this video is have standards. And he said it that women should have standards. Let me quote from what he said. He said, "Be clear about what you want and don't be ashamed to state it." This just resonated with me because before I watched this video, I had been having some relationships. And I was this kind of person that after seeing or talking to a guy, communicating with a guy for just 1 month, I am always like, I start wondering, where are we going? What is this leading to? And I tend to like communicate with the guy to tell him that, okay, what do you want from me? But it got to a point that I started questioning myself before watching this first video. I started questioning myself and wondering, telling myself that maybe I was just being too harsh, that I was maybe presenting myself as a desperate person. And I was asking, okay, why will I continue to, it's not too desperate to be asking a guy that, what do you want from me, or where is this relationship getting to? When I heard what Pastor Kingsley said in this first video that I watched, I was like, oh, this is just it. He confirmed, like it resonated, it answered my question, because it made me more confident and informed me that no, I'm not being desperate by asking a man, where is this relationship leading to? Telling a man that what I want in a relationship is marriage, not just to continue to date you. And like Pastor Kingsley said, he said you cannot do eternal dating. Jesus is coming soon. And I totally agree with him. I don't know. For me, I just find it difficult being with a man and then you keep doing everything. You go out, you talk every night, sometimes you don't even sleep, you have headache from talking. And the person does not tell you clearly, this is where we are going. This is what I want from you. So this aspect just resonated with me. And the fact is that sometimes, as Pastor Kingsley said, we women tend to keep quiet because we think that we might come out being desperate. But that is not the fact. It's not about being desperate. In fact, if a man feels we are being desperate by asking such question, it means the man is the wrong man. Because right from the beginning, as a woman, we should be able to state what we want and be able to take away, discourage men who don't correspond to our standards. So I'm just happy. I was so happy when I listened to this point. It's like I became bold to ask men, what do you want? After 1 month relationship, it's not as if I was expecting a man to marry me after 1 month. No. But I just wanted us to know, okay, this is where we are going in this relationship. This is where we are getting to in this relationship. That was what I wanted from men. There was one person that I had to categorically come out to, because this person, I had been discussing with him. We had been chatting. Sometimes we stop chatting. I would just think, okay, he had gone. Then I would just think that he had gone, and then he will come back again, and we start chatting again. So it got to a point, and I asked him boldly, do you have interest in me? Do you see a future with me? And I can tell you that this guy came out categorically and told me no. And when he told me no, I felt bad, which is normal, as anybody would feel bad. But then I was happy because really, right from there, I just told myself, okay, there's no point wasting your time with this man. So the next time he came, the next time he wanted to contact me again, I wanted us to do the ritual of communicating. I just told him that, see, I don't want to waste my time. I don't want a man that will be at my door. It's either you are in, you are out. I don't want you to be in front of my door. Since you don't have interest in me, all the stocks and everything, I don't want us to continue with it. And that was how God delivered me from this emotional, endless talks, endless communication with no results. So Pastor Kingsley, that first point hits me. I became bold after listening to that video, and I could not just thank God enough for listening and watching that video. Another point that Pastor Kingsley raised is that men come out and they tell you what they want, which is really good because they are not shy. A man that wants to does not have anything to do with you might just tell you, let's just be saying. Men are not shy, but we women, we try to hide, and we keep, for many years, some people, you keep communicating and doing everything, and at the end, this person just see yourself, you just discover that you wasted your time all through you wasted your time. So this point really resonated with me, and I really thank God for this aspect, and it's what I can tell anybody today. Don't just sit down there and allow anybody to waste your time. In fact, as Pastor Kingsley said, women, we don't have the date, we don't have so many years to keep contemplating. Men can marry basically anytime, but women, when it gets to a particular time, your choices become limited. So right from the beginning, as Pastor Kingsley said, you have to start. It's like sieving away the bad guy right from the beginning. And the way you can do it is by setting standards. The men that don't meet the standards are the men that you shouldn't even be with right from the beginning. So I can't thank God enough for making me discover this teaching in 2020. Then another one that he also said, the second point which he said is that it's not really the second point, it's still the first one. But another aspect he considered under setting standards is that you should set the right standard. Set the right standards. And he said in this video that the right standard, saying that I can't marry a man that is not rich, is not a good standard, because it means that all you depend on is money, and you can actually meet men who are rich but who who do not offer any other thing apart from money. So a man could be rich and will be beating a woman. So, and he told us that we should set the right standards. And this made me understand, also brought me to another aspect in my life, because I wasn't personally using riches or wealth as a yardstick, but I had other standards that were not really right standards. And one of the standards that I had in my own mind in 2020, my desire was to marry as a Nigerian. My desire was to marry a Nigerian and a Yoruba man for that matter. So let me tell you something. I'm a Yoruba person. I'm Yoruba. And having studied language and culture, I know the power of language. So I just, in my own heart, I just feel that you marry somebody with whom you share, some realities, okay? Marry someone with whom you share some realities. Okay, for example, for me, part of the realities is the skin color. Part of the realities is language, is country of origin. So those were some standards that today, and based on what even Pastor Kingsley said, are not really right standards. Because for me, apart from I had these standards in addition to the fact that I wanted the man to be a Christian. So my standards were: the man should be a Christian, the man should be a Nigerian, the man should be a Yoruba man. Those were the three things that I had in mind. And like I told you, when I have things in mind like this, I'm always focused. And you can't, it's like somebody that is moving straight, not moving like this. That is the way. So at that time in 2020, even when somebody had interest in me, and the person did not correspond to this major three standards, I will not even show any interest at all. The person could be a Christian, even a genuine Christian, but the fact that the person was not a Nigerian, the fact that the person was not Yoruba, we just kill my interest. And because of that, I would not even give the person any chance. So when I listened to Pastor Kingsley, I had to start looking at these two other standards: being a Nigerian and being Yoruba. I had to start questioning myself if these other two standards were the right standards. And listening to Pastor Kingsley, when he continued, when I said, because I can't really remember a particular video, but he said it that language should not really be a barrier. The major thing to ask is if this person the major thing to put as a standard is if the person is a Christian and if the person has good characters, like a genuine Christian. So after listening to this, I started changing my mind about being a Nigerian, about being Yoruba. And as God would have it, I had a relationship. I got into a relationship then with maybe it's 2019 or 20. No, it's the same year. I got into a relationship, and this person is okay, as he said, a Christian. He was a Nigerian. He was Yoruba. So I was in a relationship with this person, and it did not end well. And it did not end well. It didn't end well because the person, I thought, the kind of characters that I thought a Christian should have, the person needs to reflect such characters. And I think God used that to just tell me that, okay, you said you wanted a Christian, a Nigerian, a Yoruba. This is the person. And when this person misbehaved, when there was a particular thing that he did, and my reaction to it was so bad that I even forgot that he was a Yoruba person. And this was the kind of person that was even like a good-looking person in addition. So he had all this so-called standards. He was a Christian, he was Yoruba, he was a Nigerian, he was good looking. But then when he misbehaved, when he did something, there's a particular thing he did that when he did that thing, I could not even, it didn't even occur to me that I was a Yoruba person. It didn't even occur to me that he was a Nigerian. I reacted badly. And there and then, God just ministered to my heart. This is just an evidence to see that all these other qualities don't matter. They are just temporary qualities. They are just temporary qualities. And like Pastor K will say, Pastor K said in one of his videos, he said that beauty, everything is temporary. Look for characters that are permanent. And one of the characters that are permanent is being a Christian, being a genuine Christian, having good characters. These characters will always stay. They are permanent, they will always stay, even when the person is old. So this really touched me. And based on my experience and what I heard from Pastor Kingsley, everything changed. And after that, I started asking God that, God, please, I don't need a Nigerian, I don't need a Yoruba again. I'm sorry for my ignorance. And I've now discovered that what matters most is the person's spiritual life and the person's character, not order, not beauty, not being a Nigerian, not speaking the same language as I do. So it's changed my mind. It's changed my mentality. And as God will have it today, it's so funny. I'm married to a Yoruba man. And so I don't know, maybe I think God just used that to teach me a lesson, but still gave me what I wanted. So it's just to tell you that God knows, he knows our heart and he cares about us. So Pastor Kingsley messages changed my mentality right from the first video I watched. My mentality changed, and because of that, I became open. One, I did away with all the relationships that were not producing any results. Then I started seeing people differently. I started looking at people differently, not based on is he Nigerian, is he a Nigerian, is he a Yoruba person, but based on is he really a genuine Christian. And that was what guided me towards meeting the right person today. So I hope you've learned from this video. I think I will still talk more about other things, especially things I've now learned from him being a married woman. Thank you for listening to me, and I hope I will see you again. Thank you and have a good day. Bye.